This material is made available to you by or on behalf of the University of Melbourne under Section 113P of the Copyright Act 1968. It may be subject to copyright. For more information, visit the University Copyright website.
Thank you.
Woman Jika, hello everyone and welcome to the Melbourne Veteran Seminars. This is Panos Lukopoulos. I'll be hosting this seminar and I would like to warmly welcome our speaker, Genevieve Dobson from the Australian Red Cross Lifeblood, to acknowledge and support the National Blood Donor Week for this year, and to hear about the importance of donating blood and the vital life-saving services provided by the Australian Red Cross. Genevieve is the Group Account Manager, Regional Partnerships with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood. She works closely with a wide range of businesses, organizations, sporting clubs, and community groups on activities to encourage awareness around donating blood and to encourage individuals and groups to become regular blood donors. Australian Red Cross is well known to many Australians as the peak organization funded by the Australian government to provide life-giving blood, plasma, transplantation, and biological products for world-leading health outcomes. Lifeblood serves over 25 million people stretched across 7 million square kilometres of Australia, uniting people through the power of humanity to build a healthier nation. Before we start, I would like to state that the University of Melbourne acknowledges the traditional owners of the land on which we work, learn, and live. In our case, the Wiradjuri, Woiwurrung, and Boonwurrung peoples. We recognize the unique place held by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders as the original custodians of the lands and waterways across the Australian continent. We acknowledge their enduring cultural practices of caring for country and pay respect to elders. Thank you again to Aaron for helping organize this. There will be some time at the end for questions and discussion. Genevieve, thank you very much again for accepting our invitation, and over to you.
And thank you very much, Panos. I really appreciate the opportunity. So I'm just going to share my screen with everyone. If perhaps, Panos, you can give me a thumbs up there that we are good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Good, great. Thank you very much. Okay. So again, thank you for joining me today. So my name's Genevieve and I'm part of a network of group account managers who work with our Lifeblood teams across Australia. So I support our Werribee, Brunswick and Airport West donor centres. And today I'll be sharing a little bit on what we do at Lifeblood and more importantly, why. And you'll hear how together you can be the lifeblood of Melbourne University Veterinary Science. And Panos, you did a lovely acknowledgement of country. I'd also like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the past, present and future traditional custodians and elders of this land and the continuation of cultural, spiritual and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. And I'm particularly grateful to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. For thousands of years, they took care of the land where I am now blessed to live a happy and healthy life. And I especially love walking along the Merry Creek Trail near home. So on any given day, Australians rely on us to supply blood to save lives. In fact, 1 in 3 of us will need blood or blood products in our lifetime. And we're so fortunate to live in a country where blood is available when we need it. And that's all thanks to our incredibly selfless donors who last year gave 1.6 million times, which equates to more than 33,000 donations needed each week. Health systems and communities count on us to keep a steady stream flowing from our supply. And we count on you to keep it topped up. And with our increasing population and improved healthcare outcomes and treatments, the need for blood and blood products rises every year. So as I said, 1 in 3 of us will need blood, but the sobering fact is only 1 in 30 donate. And the red cells we get from donated blood only last 42 days. Added to that, we need 18,000 plasma donations each week, and that number grows every year. So plasma is a component of your blood, and you can donate just the plasma, but there'll be a little bit more on that later. And so all in all, we need to collect 1.6 million donations again in 2023. So how can we work together to safeguard this for the future? People wanting to donate have lots of questions, but many assume they can't donate for one reason or another. Around 500,000 Australians donate blood each year, but we estimate there are millions more eligible to give. Maybe you've been wanting to donate for a while. You know it's the right thing to do. You know that blood is always needed, and as you've just heard, a lot is needed every day. You know it's going to save lives, but it's just life gets in the way. And you're thinking, where do I even start? How long does it take? Am I even able to donate? Well, lots of people feel this way at first, and a lot of our current donors had all the same questions. But what they found was that it's often a lot simpler than they thought. And I'll answer some of the most common questions for you now. For example, are you taking medication? So many people can still donate while on medication. We may just need to ask you a few more questions if you're treating a complex underlying condition to make sure it's safe for you to donate and for the person receiving your blood. And granted, needles are a necessary part of donating, but we can assure you it's no more than a slight pinch in the arm when the needle goes in, and after that, it's a pain-free process. Our staff are excellent at dealing with new donors who might be a bit nervous, and we encourage you to bring a friend to help take your mind off things. And you might think you're too busy to be a donor, but 1 hour out of your day every few months is all it takes. And if you time it right, you can even donate during a lunch break, and the snacks are on us. And what about if you lived in the UK between 1980 to 1996? Well, the good news is our medical experts review our guidelines often, all the while ensuring Australia's blood supply remains one of the safest in the world. And we were proper chuffed back in July 2022 to be able to welcome donors who'd spent time in the UK. And it's been wonderful to see them flock into our centres and keep returning. Having to wait after a tattoo is one of the biggest myths out there. But these days, if your tattoo was done in an Australian licensed premises, you're safe to give plasma straight away and blood soon afterwards. And we appreciate life gets in the way. And though most everybody wants to help, sometimes it can all feel too hard. So we're here to help. Once you're registered and booked, being a blood donor is such a simple thing to do and such a pure act of kindness. As with many things, if you do it with your mates, it's often much easier and more fun. So did you know that a single blood donation can save up to 3 lives? So we just busted 6 common myths. If every one of those 6 people donated blood, they would save up to 18 lives. And if they donate regularly, there's no end to the positive ripple effect. Blood is vital and donation saves lives. Your organisation prides itself on giving back. So Lifeblood Teams will give you the opportunity to discover that you can be a force for good. And we're all searching for a little more meaning in our lives. We've all had a tough few years, from bushfires to floods and more. Things can get in the way of people wanting to donate. Workforces are finally returning to the cities, but with many still working from home, we're not seeing the same number of people booking in to donate. We wanted to connect and to help support our communities. And as I said, we're all searching for more meaning. It's getting tough. We're feeling the pinch. We want to help those in need, but can't afford it. So what if I told you what you could give is worth so much more than money, and what you get back, money can't buy? So donating blood can help the lives of others and give more meaning to yours. Lifeblood Teams is your easy way to do good in your community. It's a way for friends and colleagues to band together and give blood. Aside from genuinely saving lives, Lifeblood Teams is about friendship and community. It's about lifting spirits, giving back, and being proud to be part of something bigger than yourself. Here's our 3-step plan. Reach out to your fellow team members or your champion panels and work with us. We can help you and we will support you at any time. And then share the love. Let people know. So you're a part of a program that makes a massive difference together. More than 36% of blood donations are made by Lifeblood Teams. And over 14,000 teams donate together. So keen to give for the first time? Want to rally your team to save lives? Choose your pathway and just get started, and we'll support you. And here your Lifeblood Team Champion is Panos. Thank you again. So there are currently only 12 members of the Melbourne University Veterinary Science Lifeblood Team, and 5 plasma donations have been made so far this year. So now hopefully is the time for some action. So 1 is to register a donor account online. 2, join your Lifeblood team. So you can do this via our website or on the Donate Blood app. Check your eligibility. You'll find a handy eligibility quiz on our website, and book a blood donation. So the easiest way to manage your appointments is on our free Donate Blood mobile app. So just search Donate Blood in your app store. And once you're booked in, we'll send you some messages about preparing both the day before and on the day. And a little tip, it's mainly about water. So when you arrive, you'll need to complete our donor questionnaire. It's totally confidential and designed to protect you and the person who receives your blood or plasma. We'll then take your pulse, blood pressure, and check your hemoglobin levels in an interview with one of our trained nurses. The actual giving process takes anywhere from 10 to 45 minutes, sometimes even less. And once you're done, we'll ask you to rest on the couch a little longer. So this is when you can sit back and enjoy yourself knowing you've made a life-saving difference. And then enjoy a well-earned snack and a drink. And don't know your blood type? Well, donate blood and we'll tell you. So more than 1/3 of Australians have the most common blood types, while others are a little bit rarer. So yeah, do you know where yours falls? Here's a snapshot of how red blood cells get used. And you can see cancer and blood diseases are the highest at 34%, and 18% is used for heart surgery and treatment of severe burns. And I mentioned plasma earlier. So it is used in 18 life-giving treatments. So you're probably familiar with a number of these treatments. You may have even received some of them yourself. For example, if you've ever received a booster shot to protect yourself from measles, chickenpox, or tetanus infection, you're receiving antibodies from donated plasma. One of the primary uses of plasma is the production of intravenous immunoglobulin, or IVIG. IVIG is like an immune system in a bottle. It's particularly important in the treatment of immune deficiencies and blood disorders, and gives sufferers that essential immunity to fight infection. Apologies, I think I need to move to turn the light back on. So plasma will become Australia's most needed component in the next few years. Each year, the medical industry gets better at detecting conditions where plasma can be used in treatment. And it can take up to 15 plasma donations to make some plasma medicines. That's why Australia needs 18,000 plasma donations every week. So plasma helps give life to people like Marley. Marley is an incredibly sweet young girl, seen here with her mum, Kate. Marley suffers from an autoimmune disorder whereby her body's immune system attacks her brain, resulting in potentially fatal seizures. There are a range of treatments that Marley has to keep her alive, and one of those treatments is monthly plasma infusions. So every plasma donation is helping to give life to people just like Marley. The Lifeblood operates a significant network of 98 static, mobile and pop-up centres and 4 world-class processing centres. So visit our website to search for the most convenient location to you. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a centre just up the road in Werribee. So it's at 7 Bridge Street and we're open 7 days a week. And there's more to Lifeblood than blood. So we're an organisation committed to providing life-giving essence to support the everyday well-being of all Australians. Lifeblood is funded by Australian governments to provide life-giving blood, plasma, transplantation and biological products for world-leading health outcomes. We serve over 25 million people stretched across 7 million square kilometres. Our donors are our lifeblood. They're indispensable and inspirational. So without them, we can't deliver the services that are critical to the health of our nation. We'll always be there for Australia, not just with blood, but through our clinical excellence, commitment to education, and our ongoing investment in research and development. And our Lifeblood is a division of the Australian Red Cross Society, and we subscribe fully to its humanitarian principles. However, we're separate from the humanitarian arm of the Red Cross, and our blood operations are funded by Australian governments, not monetary donations. Our aim is to make sure that every Australian can benefit from life-saving donations. Life is to be enjoyed, shared, loved, and every moment appreciated. So be a force for good. Let's make a bigger difference together. Donate today or this month. Thank you.
Thank you, Genevieve. That was wonderful. And I wonder, I guess we have quite a bit of time for questions. Do we have any questions for Genevieve? I'll check the chat function as well.
Thank you.
So Thierry already said that he's a regular donor and happy to go into a group. If we don't have anyone, I do have a question about how do you prefer to organize these? Do you usually receive these groups? Do they come together in one appointment or as a group?
Yep.
Or?
Yep. So you can we'll help that existing donor. We want to make sure obviously everyone joins the team. So you can do that on the Donate Blood app. If the donor's got that, it's great. And it's just a little bit of going into more and preferences, and you'll find to start typing in the team. And please join the team. And then any donations you make, whether that's as an individual or as part of a group booking, they'll all go towards the team's tally. So that's sort of fantastic. So it's up to really how you think it's best managed at your end, Panos, in terms of doing a group booking. It can be lovely to have people come together and donate, and certainly we welcome them in its centre. It can take a little bit of coordinating, obviously, to get everyone all aligned and in the same sort of time frame. So otherwise, we have also another great feature on our app called Donate with Friends. And someone can that way invite someone else to donate with them. So that also might be something that's convenient for a student or someone if they want to invite someone else to go with them. They both just need to be registered with the app. They can book a couple of appointments and the invitation will go to their friend and they can come into centre together and do it that way. So we try to make it as easy as possible, I suppose, for everyone. So whether that be a group, individual or with a friend.
That's great. And I think that we know the vet school is in 2 campuses, and with your center being so close to the vet school, literally, a few blocks away.
Yes.
I guess after the exam period, we can re-advertise because there's quite a few people that are regular donors. Re-advertise to the students and perhaps try to organize both individuals to come by themselves or small groups whenever they can. So we can have multiple. Because the other thing is that every year comes to where be different days of the week. So that's another thing we can promote this in different years.
Yes. So just so to actually book the group bookings where you have well, as many people as you like, and you can reserve as many appointments, but that person needs to be a team champion. So whether that's yourself or whether anyone else wants to step up and be a team champ, just to organise a group booking with their friends, they can do that. They can just let us know, and then they can step back down to if they want later. That's fine. So it's just that the booking has to be made under a team champion name, and then they kind of take ownership of those reserved appointments and either make sure that they are filled, or we just cancel them in plenty of time so that they can be filled by the public as well. So that way we're not sort of saving spots unnecessarily as well. I've just seen that, yes, you can absolutely join the team on our website as well. So our website is lifeblood.com.au. If you go to the Teams page, we'll look up Donate as a Group, and you'll be able to find the team and join the team there as well. And just that next question too, so we can still give a loan but have it added to the team using the app. Yes, absolutely. Once you're on the team, you'll always be on that team until you actually make a concerted effort to come off that team. So any donation you make will go towards the team tally.
And I believe, I'm not sure, but even if you don't use the app, you can tell the person at the center that you're part of that team. Is that correct?
You can, yeah. So that just relies a little bit on your memory when you're in here. There's a lot of information that you'll be given when you arrive in centre, and including having to fill out that questionnaire. So ideally, if you can, have yourself signed up to the team prior, just so that it's one box already ticked. But otherwise, yes, they can add you in centre as well. And I had another thought then, Panos, and I've lost it. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, you've definitely multiple ways to sign up. Oh, and actually you can give us a call. If you prefer just to call and say, I'd like to make an appointment, 13 14 95 is the phone number, and you can ask them on the phone to also sign you up to the team.
I think it's a good opportunity with the vet students here to give frequent reminders in person or announcements and see how many we can get, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. And actually just on timing, I just saw an internal story for us today, and we've donated some of our old mixer sort of units to I think it was for dogs. Dogs to some clinics in Queensland who take blood from dogs in order to support other dogs in surgery, etc. So yeah, so sorry, I'm not as technically savvy with that, obviously, but yeah, so there's a little link there, and it was quite interesting for me to read that so much of what that's about is very similar to what we do.
I think there are people in here that I think are experts in replying to this. There's definitely many similarities in collecting blood and blood-related products, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I hadn't really thought about it before, so it was just nice to see that synergy.
So I guess if there's no other questions, it's going to be a brief seminar, but very important. Thank you again very much for raising awareness of this, especially during this week, and hopefully we can pump up the numbers of donors. We already have, as you said, we already have quite a few people, but if you can get more of the students that are a bit more transient, I guess, in this, it will be great.
Yeah,
so thank
lovely.
you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, and thank you for championing Lifeblood for us, Panos. We really appreciate
it. Thank you again, and I guess we'll leave it here and email to organize the group donations.
Lovely.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.